Welcome back, everybody. Another episode of Zeebs HQ Season 2. Last week, we kicked off the season with Julian Hauser, starting defensive lineman for the CFL, the Hamilton Tiger Cats. This week, I'm joined by another current football player, local athlete, Cooper Geyer. He is entering his senior year of high school. He's starting lineman for the Bellwood Blue Devils and middle linebacker. Very excited to get Cooper on here. Just learn about what got him into sports, what other sports he plays, some influences, and mostly to hype up his senior year. See how the Blue Devils are going to be this year, and talk about one of the biggest rivalries in local sports, the backyard brawl, which is the Tyrone Golden Eagles versus the Bellwood Blue Devils. It's always the first football game of the year for each team. So very excited to hear about that and help us break that down. The game is about 2 weeks away. We'll have the official date once we talk to Cooper. I believe it is August 27th, which is a Friday, probably around 7 p.m., but we'll get more into that. So here's the interview with Cooper, and enjoy, folks. All right, everybody. Another interview this week on Zeebs HQ. We're joined by Cooper Geyer. Cooper is a local athlete. He's entering his senior year of high school for football and baseball. We're here to talk mostly about football, but Cooper, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. We'll just get right into it. What all sports are you playing right now, and what sports did you play when you were growing up, leading up to high school?
Baseball and football currently, and it used to be baseball, wrestling, and football.
Okay.
Until freshman year of high school.
Yeah. And you had a back injury that stopped you from?
Yep.
Okay.
I had a stress fracture. I had to wear a brace for a couple months, and I just decided that was enough of that. I just didn't want to deal with that anymore.
Did that run into baseball? Did that affect your baseball that year too? Or were you good by then?
No, it was only like 2 or 3 months recovery, and it was like November, so I was good by February, like right before the season.
Oh, wow. Okay, so It was early, right after football ended, basically.
Yeah, it was like first couple practices. But it was honestly built up from football and baseball years prior. It wasn't just wrestling, you know what I mean?
Okay, so you were having back trouble, and then eventually one day that was it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still suffer from back pain? I mean, I'm sure.
Yeah, I definitely do. I go to the chiropractor all the time.
Yeah,
I stretch. That I just have to go. I just have to deal with that.
I have scoliosis, so my back hurts all the time. Wait till you hit.
I'm not looking forward to the back pain when I'm older.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, it's worth it now. So
yeah.
Who are some of your biggest influences personally that got you into sports when you were growing up and made you fall in love with them as much as you do now?
It's basically runs in the family. Yeah. My grandfather played football at IUP. My grandfather, my mom's mom, my mom's dad, my other grandfather, he played football or soccer and ran track for Edinburgh.
Wow, that's awesome.
And then my dad played baseball at Temple, and my mom was a great soccer player. So
I never knew your dad played at Temple. That's really cool.
Yeah, he played there for 2 years.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a great accomplishment. Yeah, so the genes just run in your family. So you're almost all the pressure's on you.
I'm definitely the biggest out of my family. Nobody in my family is as big as I am.
First offensive lineman?
Yep, definitely.
Nice. There you go. Getting down right in the gridiron.
Yep.
Who's professionally a big influence for you that you say you would follow? Because as being athletes, there's always someone you look up to that helps just make you want to work harder and drive you just to be a better athlete and a better person overall. Do you have an athlete like that does that for you?
Yeah. One of my favorite professional athletes is Cam Newton. I love the way he leads a team. Even his performance has been declining a little bit, but he's still a great guy.
Yeah. Hey,
and everybody loves him. And if you get along with Bill Belichick, you're obviously a good guy. So
yeah, for sure. He does a lot for the community and does a ton for up and coming athletes and kids.
Yeah, LeBron too. I've always, if you were friends on Facebook, you know how much I post about LeBron.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
Hey, you either love him or you hate him, but
Yeah.
he's a great role model to have for young, inspiring athletes like yourself. So I can't hate on that. All right, so we're gonna get into the football season. It's about the middle of August. Football's in full swing now. Have you guys been having Heat Week this week?
Yep, we just started Heat Week on Monday. We've had 2 days so far this week.
Okay. And then Monday starts full pads camp. You guys do 3 days probably?
Yep, 3 days.
Okay. Yeah, that's the fun stuff. Before we jump into that, I believe you had an injury this past spring, right?
Yeah, I have a torn labrum right now. They said that I would miss half the season if I got it repaired in like March. So I said I'm just gonna fight through it. I already played a full season with it.
Wow.
Because after the first football game last year, I knew something was wrong with it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say anything till after the season, and that's when they said it was torn. So I was like, I'm just gonna do it again. So
wow,
definitely missing my senior year.
Yeah. So did the doctors did they say we think you should get surgery now, or were they basically it's up to you?
He said it was completely up to me. He said he thinks I could get the job done as long as I was mentally prepared to think I could get the job done too. Then it was cool.
What was your mom's thoughts about that? Because as male mothers are your number one support system in growing up in sports, and they're the most scared people in the entire world whenever they see us out there. So what was she basically just supportive of whatever you felt was right to do?
We talked a lot about it, but yeah, she definitely was supportive of my decision, but she was obviously worried for me. So she just wants what's best. So it was good.
That's awesome. Well, you're a warrior for that. I'd be out, but that's 12 years ago, 10 years ago, whatever, probably not. So, all right. So you were able to still play baseball then?
Yeah, I just hit. I can't throw.
Okay. And have you had any restrictions lifting weights? Are you able to bench press and stuff? Probably not as.
It's limited. It's not as much as I was before the injury, but I've still been going to the gym. I've been doing as much as I can.
Yeah, and everything.
But when I feel the pain, I stop it.
Okay.
I don't want.
You go to physical therapy at all for that to help just loosen it up?
Yeah, I went for a couple months in March, April, May.
Okay.
Just to loosen it up a little bit. It definitely felt better after that.
And I'm sure once you get the pads strapped on, the season starts, you'll be having that thing probably pretty covered up.
Oh yeah, I'll take all the precautions necessary to make sure I don't injure it more.
Yeah. All right. So this is the biggest year of your athletic career so far. Senior year of high school. I mean, it's something you think about as an athlete, growing up in elementary and junior high, especially. Have you lived in Bellwood for your whole life, basically?
4th grade.
Okay. So you've been going to probably Bellwood football games since you were, in elementary and junior high.
Since my dad was a graduate from Bellwood, so I've always been going to their games since I was little.
Yeah. So this is something.
It was always something I looked up to. Yeah.
Yeah. So the biggest year is coming up. You start on what position do you play on the offensive line?
Right guard.
Okay. And your middle linebacker, you're a two-way starter?
Yep.
Okay. And you started last year as well, right?
Yeah, and sophomore year.
Okay. So you're a three-year starter. That's an amazing accomplishment. Describe me how your junior season went, because we know with everything going on in the world right now with the pandemic, it was a whole different year, I'm sure, from your sophomore year, obviously. You were more experienced than that, but just the delays. Can you just describe how you felt just last summer going into the fall mentally and physically with all the back and forth, if there would be a season and whatnot?
It was very difficult not knowing if we were even going to play. I was very doubtful that we were coming up to the season. But this season, last season was so hard. We couldn't even be in the same locker room. It wasn't as much team bonding. Wow. Yeah, we had to be separated. It was get in and get out kind of. And it really taught me to be appreciative of this season because everything's been normal so far. So
Yeah.
I've really been cherishing everything this
Yeah, I was
year.
gonna say it probably brought almost the teams probably closer this summer going into the season, just to
Definitely.
you know
We know we're
learning.
gonna play.
Yeah, for sure. So what are some of your goals for yourself for your senior year coming up?
Myself, definitely try to make the all-state team. That's been my goal.
Awesome.
I want to be on the all-state offensive line or linebacker.
Yeah,
Personal goal.
that's amazing. Last year, I believe you were on the first team out to Namir for linemen, correct?
Yep.
That's a great goal. What was your guys' record last year?
7-1.
Oh, wow. And you went to the playoffs then.
District semifinals, we lost to Richland.
Okay.
They were a very good team.
Yeah, they're usually pretty good every year. So we'll talk about the biggest game for you and for your team. And I said before we record this, it's one of the biggest rivalries in the local area. Maybe the top 3 biggest football games of the year locally, the backyard brawl. Just describe to people that are watching this that don't really know, like I've never been to a Bellwood Tyrone game ever. So yeah, I don't know, like,
cool.
Like just describe like the feeling leading up to that week of the game and everything. And I guess like the town's like shut down, like
it's crazy.
Everyone goes there. So just describe to it and what it means to you to be able to start in that game coming up on your 3rd year now and your final time ever playing Tyrone.
I remember my sophomore year, the first time I started against Tyrone, that day felt like a week. I was so nervous.
Yeah.
It was, you can definitely feel that, like, but all of the towns are there.
Yeah.
And you can just feel the energy. We won in double overtime my sophomore year.
Wow.
And last year with COVID, it was like there wasn't as much people there, but on the field, it was still the same.
Yeah. That's amazing.
But it's a great energy.
And yeah, I need to make it to one. I still have never been to one.
Come to one this year, man.
I know. It's the 27th, right?
Yep.
I know. And it stinks because it's the same day Altoona Hollidaysburg. Yeah. Yep. So that's the game I'm usually at.
Yeah.
But I got to see what I can do this year because I really want to make it out to one. Where is it this year?
It's at Bellwood. It's at home.
Okay. So,
yep.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing for you. Biggest game at home on your senior year.
Yeah.
What's your career record versus Tyrone that you've been playing football?
3-0. I've never lost to them.
Wow. All right. So this is just does that just make this like so much more like personally for you, like this game, like just to beat them your senior year at home? I'm sure that would be a moment that would probably top like, no, I wouldn't say individual achievement, but just a top moment in your career.
Definitely. Our senior class has taken a lot of pride in that because hasn't been like no team has beat Tyrone 3 years in a row in like 30 years or so. So
wow.
So it'd be a huge accomplishment for our senior class to do that all our years that we played.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's what's the overall expectations for the team this year that you can share with us? I mean, obviously everyone's goal is to get to the state championship, but how's everyone feeling? And how many do you have returning starters back or?
The biggest thing is our offensive line. 4 of the 5 guys are back.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah.
All 4 of us have started since we were sophomores.
Okay.
So we have
that's a
tons of experience. Tons of experience on the line, tons of size. That's the thing we'll lean on a lot.
Okay. What about quarterback position?
Quarterback is second-year starter, Zach Pellegrin. He's looked solid so far this year in camp.
Great.
He's turned some good footballs, and I'm excited to see what he does this year.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I definitely gotta come check out some games. Who do you guys all play? Do you know anyone else you play at home off the top of your head?
Juniata Valley should be a good one because they just co-op with Williamsburg, and Williamsburg has some really good athletes.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, Williamsburg's joining Juniata Valley, and Williamsburg has some really good players. We played them last year, and they'll just join Juniata Valley this season. So they should be tough.
Yeah, say they're usually both like pretty, like they're decent teams. So that's That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you play Richland?
In the playoffs, I hope to play them. If we
Okay.
meet them again, it would have to be in the playoffs.
Okay.
Yep.
That's cool. What's your biggest motivation, I guess, going into your senior year?
29-0 loss to Richland. That was a big sting last year.
Yeah.
On our home field, chance to go to the district finals, and we got shut out. It leaves a bad taste in your mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm sure that has been driving the whole team to work even more as hard, all winter and spring.
Yeah, the guys have been bringing up that reminder. We just say 29-0 sometimes.
I love it. I love it. I love the fire. So personally for you, after your senior year in football, then we'll go to baseball. What's your plan for next? What's you have college goals? Have you gotten any looks in football or anywhere that you've talked to or visited?
I've talked to some D3 and D2 schools for football, and the only D1 I've been in contact with is St. Francis.
Okay, that's awesome.
So, there's schools like Shippensburg, East Stroudsburg I really like. I've been talking to a few schools. I hope to play college football after high school.
Okay.
Just got to figure that out this year. I have to play good, have a good season.
Yeah. Are you set up to go visit any of those schools yet, or not at the moment? Just kind of.
Yeah, a few schools have reached out for me to come visit this fall, so I'm excited to see all these campuses and experience that.
Amazing. Yeah, you cannot beat a free education. That's ultimately what it's all about, but also still being able to play past high school. And all that. Excuse me. Trying to think of what else. Is there anything else that you would want to cover to basically just hype up Bellwood? What?
Yeah, football wise.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Bellwood football. It's a big tradition. They're always a winning program, so we always have a high expectation. So we're taking pride in that this year, and I've been impressed with what we've done so far in camp. We look pretty solid, and after losing our last year, we had a first team All-State running back.
Oh, wow.
He's trying to walk on at Pitt, so
wow,
I wanted to wish him luck too.
Yeah,
with that process. So yeah, we're excited for this season, and everybody's stepped up, and we've been ready for this season coming up.
Man, yeah, I got goosebumps. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to come out and watch the Blue Devils, man. That's amazing. I'm really excited. Like I said, never been to the backyard brawl. You got
to make it.
I know this year's the big one. It's just so tough because I wish they were I wish they were just 2 different days apart or something. Yeah, I think that's all I got. I'll just ask you some random questions here. Who you got Super Bowl this year? Who's your Super Bowl prediction?
I've thought about that. I came down to Browns versus Seahawks. That's my prediction.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Dude,
it's hard as a Steelers fan to admit that.
Yeah.
But I think the Browns are that good this year.
Seahawks are a sleeper for me every year. I think I always pick them to go to the NFC Championship the past 6 years. They're just
if you have Russell Wilson, you have a chance.
Exactly. That's what I say every year. I think I placed a future bet, Bills and Bucks, basically just basing off last season and off
Buccaneers
head,
too.
I can't think.
Seahawks and Buccaneers are my NFC title game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone hopefully knows by now it's hard to bet against Tom Brady.
It's impossible to.
Yeah. If he's there, they got a chance.
Yeah.
And I don't think they've lost anyone on either team. Who's your favorite NFL team?
Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah, diehard Steelers fan.
Yep, me too. And college, do you have a team?
Penn State, all the way.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Me too. What's your expectations for the Nittany Lions this season?
I was thinking 10-2 or 10-2, 9-3 around there.
Yeah.
But they could surprise me. They have Jahan Dotson's a really good receiver.
Animal. Yep.
They have the pretty solid O-line coming back.
Yeah.
And I like that they last year didn't even count for eligibility, so all those guys just got a free year to play.
Yeah.
Get better.
Yeah, it's huge, especially we have 5 running backs in the rotation too.
All freshmen or sophomores.
Yeah, Noah Kane coming back off of a big injury. There's a lot
Hope
of
he can stay healthy.
Yeah, me too. I'm so back and forth. I think Penn State could be 11-1 or they could be 6-6. I mean, it's
yeah, you never know with them.
No. First game at Wisconsin, which
I'm so excited for that.
Yeah, they released like the coaches rankings. Wisconsin's number 15. They said this is the highest ranked opponent in Penn State's first game since 2001. I don't even know if you were alive then.
Miami, right?
Yep. Which was arguably the greatest college football team I ever watched. I
don't think it's disputable number one ever.
Yeah, they were insane. They came to Beaver Stadium. Penn State didn't lose by that. I mean, it was only like 23 or 24 points, which was respectable, but
that was like the dark years of Penn State too. That was when they were not very good.
Yeah, that was coming right off out of the Arrington era and stuff there. So yeah, up until about 2005, it wasn't too pretty. So yeah, I'm excited for Penn State. That schedule. I mean, you got Wisconsin on the road, Iowa on the road, and Ohio State on the road. They're all top 15.
I don't understand how they always get stuck with Iowa. They always have to play Iowa.
It's always like there, it seems like, too. And then you have Auburn, which, I mean, they played Alabama at home my freshman year of college like 10 years ago. But
I remember that.
Yeah, this to me is like the biggest out-of-conference home game, I mean, since then, but it almost just feels bigger because we knew Alabama was still Alabama. Like,
oh yeah, they've always been.
Trent Richardson was their starting running back, and
and Eddie Lacy too.
Yep, yeah, they were bigger than half of our linemen. So, the Auburn game is massive. I'm very, very excited for that. And to watch that, and just for college football itself to be back with fans in the out-of-conference games.
So excited for that.
So
Beaver Stadium, can't beat it.
Nope, white out. Have you ever been to a white out?
I have not. I've always wanted to go to one.
Yeah, you'll have to. That has to be on your bucket list. Tell your mom that's what you want for your senior present.
All right.
I can't think of anything else. I appreciate you taking time out to come on the show and discuss the senior year. Helped me get excited for Bellwood football, and I wish you and your teammates all the best. Very excited to see how you guys do, and hopefully you get that revenge game against Richland, knock them out, and beat Tyrone to cap off the perfect senior year for you. Anytime you ever want to come back on and just talk sports, I'm here whenever you want.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Yep. I appreciate it, and good luck.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. That was a great interview with Cooper. Thank you once again for joining the show. It was awesome to get some insights on your background and hyping up the Blue Devils in your senior year. Wish you guys once again all the best. Trying to get as many local people on here as possible for football season to interview and help just hype up local sports and anyone at all in the football world. So I'm going to be working on more of that and dropping prediction videos here soon. That's it for this week. I appreciate everybody, and let's get after it.